Greetings. It's me, Wayman29, and this is a video response to GlennReb's video, The New Testament Documents, Are They Reliable? He had two parts, 1 and 2. I was going to respond. He had his comments and video disabled, so I got to do this out on my own here. I just wanted to say that your videos are very thought-provoking. However, personally, I tend to disagree with a lot that you have to say. In my opinion, it's okay to rip apart the scriptures if you're going to bet your life on it. And if you can do that, take them apart, and it still holds together, then it means a lot more, personally. And the comment, what Jesus said was true. You mentioned C.S. Lewis, or he's well, you mentioned it's commonly heard all the time by a lot of Christians who, oh, Jesus, either what he said was the truth, or he was a liar, or he was crazy. However, three choices doesn't give very much room. There could be a fourth, that he was playing the role as a leader, a very intelligent leader, and he played that role very well under the Roman tyranny that existed in that day. You see those kinds of leadership skills come out many times before, especially in the texts of Maccabees 1 and 2, which Protestants don't read, and they miss a lot of material in those texts. You see a lot of biblical heroes coming out, and also blindly accepting faith, even in church, tends to be dangerous, because a lot of times if you just accept something blindly, it ends up not working very well. It's been proven in the past. So to say that you should accept the biblical text blindly and not ask questions, I'm mainly know a little bit more about the Old Testament than the New Testament. However, I did read some texts in the New Testament and works talking about that. And I find that today, a lot of times, if we don't want to deal with some of these issues in discussing and critiquing the New Testament as theology, as literature, as all those things, we miss the full realm and the scope of what the scriptures or the religious texts of the New Testament are trying to tell us. And it's my opinion that these texts were Jewish, written by Jews, in that kind of format, as an account. It's true that they may have been doing the best that they could. I might get my years mixed up here. Paul was probably about 30 A.D. Luke and Matthew, when they wrote, it's probably 60 to 70 A.D. And John, his text, the text that's attributed to him, is probably anywhere between 90 to 100. Some don't like to go that far out. Depends on your theology. So when you look at the Gospels and you compare them, there's definitely a synoptic problem. It's been pointed out. Matthew and Luke may have used Mark as a base text to elaborate on some of the things that Mark may have missed. Granted, through the years, some texts have been edited to further different kinds of theologies and points of views. And I think that these people were just filling the roles as traditional historians writing the accounts, as you said, as they seen them, and they didn't expect it to be taken as a complete and full historical accurate account. As you know, a lot of the connectors, as far as the sequence on how events happened, mostly start out and are connected with, and then, Jesus goes here, and then he goes there. These events may not be in order, although that's not really important. What the important thing is the message of these texts and what they're trying to convey, not are they an exact history book, or it can be used as a science book. I don't think so. And I think that it's okay to be passionate about what you believe in. However, I think it's equally fair, in my opinion, that you should give people a chance to maybe respond with some comments, whether for or against your position. And to turn that off kind of puts a dark shadow over the conversation, because apparently you're making claims and you don't want people to respond by turning those off. I don't know, it might be another reason. However, it just strikes me as that, because a lot of people who are very adamant about the biblical text and the New Testament and preach a lot, when I've been around to their sites, I've seen a lot of videos. They have the responses and everything turned off. Nobody can say anything, and that to me seems to be very frustrating. There's a couple books I'd like to mention. Who Wrote the New Testament, and by the same author. It's called, I forget the author's name, Gospel Fictions. And there's a lot of books out there on critiquing the biblical texts. The New Jerome Commentary is a really good book. It's pretty expensive, but it's put out by the it has a lot of Catholic theology behind it, if you're into that. And it explains the many different things that are different and the same with the New Testament. I think you should be able to rip them apart. I don't think Luke was crazy. I just think he was doing his job as a historian, writing about something that affected him profoundly. He doesn't have to be either crazy or the three things you listed there. That's one thing I adamantly disagree with. I think that in order to believe something, if you're going to put your life on it, you should be able to shred it up and see where that goes. And if it still holds together, then go with it. So I'll be watching some more of your videos, and hopefully I'll be able to respond differently. Thank you.